Hello to all of you who are watching today. It's kind of a weird one, but hello to all of you who are watching. I'm Cadwell Plays and Cadwell5, you know me as. I will be streaming this. Don't tell the person I'm with because I'm streaming this, but I'm streaming it and you will see it's the same as last week. So comment down below, guys, your suggestions of racing and all that. But we are here in this now. Right then, thank you for the one like and the one view at the moment. Thank you. Let me just go off the off screen and just tell him that we're live. Oh, sorry, we're racing. Let me wait until somebody goes out on circuit and I'll tell him. Right, we're live and we're actually doing qualifying now, by the way, mate.
Are we in?
Yeah, we're qualifying. Well, practice whatever we are doing. We've started.
Okay, brilliant. Let's just start the stream in now. So be quiet for 15 seconds now. 3, 2, 1, count. Good morning, good afternoon and good evening all spectators around the world, and welcome to round 6, the second leg of our 2019 GT3 Super League. And today we are here at the Road America with the excessive 14 turns, around a 6.5 kilometer lap. It'll be holding 27 laps here. We've only held this track 2 times before, so this will luckily be our third time. Tonight I am joined by a great guy called James. James, how you doing?
I'm fine, thanks, and hello everyone.
So today we should be expecting around about a 2-minute 7 and an 8. Do you think these cars will be able to go faster than that, or do you think that's around about the cut-off point?
I would say around here, maybe a low 2.7, maybe mid 2.7s. I would say would be kind of the maximum they would go around here.
I'm also thinking that, as well as the lap record around here is actually a 2-minute 7.030, and that is held by Cash Init, who I do not believe is racing today. So, from our previous race at Watkins Glen, we have a championship updates. Kiwi Lavan has taken 2nd place in the championship so far this season, overtake ESR Fox in the Lamborghini. He is now leading Fox by over 5 points now, but the main man, ESR Sins, is leading by 8 points and leading the championship in that Lamborghini. We've seen him all season. He's been absolutely brilliant. He's been a phenomenal driver so far. What has been your view so far of this season, James?
It's been really good. Really enjoyed this so far. It's interesting to see how it's different between the two ESR drivers, and how they race is completely different to each other, which is quite interesting.
It's definitely different. It's definitely different and interesting, as you say.
Yeah.
Because in pre-season testing at Nürburgring, we saw Fox dominating that race. He was fastest person qualifying, fastest person in practice, and the fastest person in the race. So it's quite weird to see that.
Yeah.
I just turn on my PC. But hopefully this is going to be making a great season halfway through the season and towards the end of the season, where the championship can go anyway. We saw Kiwi Lavan now in the alley. We see him, and he's been absolutely phenomenal in the past. What's it been, like 4 races? He's got He started at Imola. In the first race at Algrave, unfortunately DNF in retirement. But then through Imola all the way up to Monza, he was getting that second place, and he was always getting denied that first place victory. But at the Watkins Glen GP, and already he was at that showing his pace with a 2 minutes 7.9. Now the thing is, we don't know how much fuel there is in that car. There might be a little, there might be a lot. So I know there's quite a lot, to be honest. 51 litres of fuel. That is a lot, and it's a very fast time there. Very well done to keep it up, showing his pace already. So, predictions, James, for qualifying here today.
For qualifying,
Yep.
I don't know really, because at the moment looks like we have some different drivers here. Just to quickly tell, we have ESR. Is that Min Turbo here this weekend instead of Fox? Oh, sorry, today instead of Fox. Is that it?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Fox.
I think it will be a battle between Kimi Ladlad and Sins today.
It will be quite close.
Yeah, for the top two.
We don't really know which one of them two will be fastest, but I think they might be able to tell in practice to see what pace they can match. If they can match, that would be absolutely brilliant for them too. But yeah, today we have confirmed that James will be doing Driver of the Day at the end of the race after the 27 laps here today at the Road America. But so far, only the fastest time so far on the screen so far. Allo Champs in the other Audi is just following by 1.2 seconds. Love to see Sin's pace around this track. The Bentley not doing too well this season so far. It hasn't really shone out too much, just because probably that car, it's so overweight, and it's just probably got off of camber, it's got everything, so not good. What do you think so far for the Bentley, James? Not been good.
Last time out, they were. I couldn't believe that the Bentley got in the top two positions really, and the grid in that one.
That was actually quite a shock, as you say. Yeah, that did very, very well, but unfortunately, I think it was on the second lap. He had a little bit of an accident, collided in the wall, and unfortunately, he fell right down the order, which was kind of a shame because we wanted to see that Bentley fight down two Lambos and the Audi. And look, as you can actually see, pilot into the wall, quite a knock there, at around about 80-90 miles an hour. We are sorry for the internet problems with the stream. I hope that everyone can see it properly. As you can see in the top right corner, there's a little bit of an internet connection quality, so I'm very sorry for anyone. But we see Sims going on the grass there for a little bit, but Sims second place, almost about half a tenth off of Kiwi. Does that, James, do you think that's thing off to go to from practice to say that they might be matching their pace so far?
Yeah, I think they will match. Both will match the pace of each other, and I think probably, as you'd say, it'll be tighter for qualifying. We'll see what actually happens there for them two.
Do you hope it's tight for qualifying, because these cars are great when you see the flaming hot disc, when you see them piling through the corners. Absolutely brilliant stuff. But so far, Kiwi that leads in practice. We'll see what happens in qualifying for him as we move progressively through this session. 40 seconds left for people to start their laps, and then it would end for practice, and then we move on to qualifying. Min Turbo, I do not know if we're going to be able to get a lap here from him to see where he is standing so far, but unfortunately not able to set a lap. which we would have liked to see compared to his teammate. We'd like to see if they're close or not. But so far, do you think, James, do you think this is the pace to go off throughout the, well, sessions so far?
No, I don't. I personally don't think this will be the pace. I think technically it'll be low to mid 2-minute sevens instead of being as we are now. I think personally, because that's where it will be. But then further the race, probably 2.8s, 2.9s will be the race pace.
That is very true, and these cars will have a lot less fuel. And that is practice complete. Min Turbo, 3rd place and 8 tenths behind his teammate and 8 tenths back from Kiwi Lad so far. A few tenths off, but you never know what's going to happen to the race. His cars might be on heavy fuel, they might be on little fuel amount. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with these cars. We saw Kiwi Lad, he had about 50 litres of fuel in that car. So that doesn't suggest anything that he's fast or slow. But hopefully when we get into qualifying, we'll be able to see him burn a lower fuel mode. But Boston Rowe is just finishing off his lap, coming down the final straight here as he finishes his lap. Will he stay in 4th? He does stay in 4th, and that is your practice session over. This is definitely not something to go by as we head through into qualifying. Kiwi Lad over just under half a tenth clear of Sin so far, and 8 and 6 tenths back. Actually, Boston does go 3rd and beats Min Turbo. So as we get into qualifying, ID4 Gets is one of the first drivers to leave his pit spot and try to get on the track to set a benchmarker for all the other drivers. We also see Kiwi Lad exiting the pit lane. Please, everyone everyone watching, please put your predictions in the comment section. I'd love to hear what people are predicting for this race. But hopefully it's going to be brilliant. They might have already gone over this, James, but just one more time for the viewers who've just joined. What are you predicting for this qualifying session from the back of practice?
For everyone who just joined as well, to say I think it'll be a 2.7 to the middle 2.7s, so like 2.7 to 2.75. So around high to low 2.7s, I would say, around here. Maybe in the low 2.7s probably will get you pole, but as we saw from practice, it is a very quick session, so anything can really happen.
Anything can happen at any point, especially around the Road America. Quite a tricky track round here. So as we head into qualifying, the car's just making it around the few fast corners. We can see ID4 Gets moving around the track to get his tyres heated up, ready for his lap. The Road America, he's still quite a way away. I think for this, I am backing Kiwi Lad for the pole position here at Road America. He's been absolutely brilliant through recent times, and through from Imola to now, he's been absolutely brilliant. And I really do hope he does get that pole position to really show. ID4 Gets going a little bit wide, a little bit spinning there. But a few drivers will be starting their laps very shortly after they go around the long right-hander of the final corner. Someone is still in the pit lane. But then we'll be able to see a benchmark time for the rest of the drivers, as the Nissan will be going around the final corner now. Please put your predictions down in the comment section below to see who will get pole position here at Road America. James, would you like to ride on board with him, or
Go on.
would you like to, or should I?
So then, if you want to do it, you can do.
I'll let you. I'll let you.
So, as we've just hit the first corner there, well, we just missed the first corner, so I'll start from this corner here. You go in to the corner here, try and go near the curb, but not too close to the curb, like in the inside the corner there, then head out of the corner here, we will, up into the next couple of corners here, we will. Just got a comment come in saying, Kiwi Lad for the win, and ESR Sind for second. Somebody just put there in the chat, but yeah, as they then click the corner there to go on the outside of the corner, then into the inside the corner, then back onto the outside, and then at this corner you then go back on the inside, then hit the outside curb, not too much because you could lose a bit of time as you hit the corner there, then making your way around now through the next corner there. You can see where he is on the track in the corner there, as he goes a little bit slow at that corner but keeps it going. There. Do you want to continue?
If you want to start, I'll continue from here.
Go on there.
The fast right-hander, we would just go by a little bit of a lifting, but down to this corner, try and take as much speed as possible, be brave through this corner. It's a blind right-hander as you go past this like mini straight that has a little bit of a kink to the left as we head up to another 90-degree right angle, try and hit the curb, but unfortunately doesn't, but gets on the power quite easily at the end of the curb. Loses a little bit of time there as he runs off and hits the grass a little bit, losing a bit of power, losing a bit of speed there. Tricky right-hander this because you got to try and keep it to the curb, you got to try and keep a lot of power for the exit up the hill towards the finish line, and we'll see what times we see. We see Kiwi Lad with a 2-minute 7.1. Brilliant stuff so far for him, only 1/10 off the actual lap record around here. So that is his lap down into 7th, 4 seconds off as we move on to Marco S. In the Merc, we are very sorry if we mispronounce names. This weekend is quite difficult to pronounce some names, especially for me. But only 5 minutes remaining. You can't really spend too much time in that pit lane trying to change your tyres or anything. You've got to be out there and you've got to be putting their lap times in. This is Marco will be setting his lap right now. Where does he finish? Oh, he's actually starting his lap now, right now. So he's actually starting his lap right now as he heads down into turn 1, the right-hander. Try and keep it as much power as you want for the little mini straight going down into turn 2. A little bit difficult through there. Braking, and then you want to keep as wide because you've got a long straight right now over to turn 3. Is that ESR Sind or is that Min Turbo in second place?
Let's have a look. Min Turbo.
Min Turbo. So he's actually been his teammate at the current moment by around about 0.8 of a second. Bit surprising. I would have thought Sind would have beaten Min Turbo. I would have expected that every single day, but Min Turbo actually winning this fight so far.
But as we've just seen then, Sind has literally gone to second now.
With a much more better lap, improving by over 0.9 of a second so far. I think he's pretty happy with the second place. I don't think he can catch up to the Kiwi lap because that is a very fast lap, and I reckon he can improve on that if he just stay concentrated and just try and keep us making as much time as possible. I think that is him in the background. I think there's Kiwi in the background behind.
Who has not done a lap yet? Let's have a look. Here we go.
Shushkata, is he gonna have his lap right now? Let's have a look. No, he's just starting his. So some drivers still haven't actually started their lap and they're actually going to finish off their lap right now. Marco, he must be on his lap right now as he crosses the line. And he does go 6th place. Not too bad. Not too bad in the Merc. Only 1.7 seconds is actually quite getting close now between the top 6. I think keep it under strongly, but second to about 6th is quite close together. Only about 8/10 separating them. All between them. So the 1 minute 20-second warning. James, your view so far on the qualifying section?
Very good so far. I'm surprised that Minturbo's in second and Boston Rowe in third, really. I thought Sind would get up there in the table, maybe get even battling for first here, but it looks like he probably just doesn't have the pace to go in qualifying here, which is a bit of a shame, as I think we have one last of the cars who's on a lap right now. I think he's about to come to last. I mean, he's got a bit of damage. Sneaker there.
A little bit of front bonnet damage to his car, unfortunately, so he will be a little bit slower, and especially with traffic, sometimes you do want, and down this back straight, you definitely want some slipstream. Let's see what that time he can put in to try and make up. Crosses the line right now, he goes 5th. Is that? Yeah, it's 5th fastest. Wow. From a driver who's got a broken front bonnet, I say that's actually pretty good. Now with a 10-second warning now. And the Bentley and the McLaren hit going into turn 2. And is that going to be obstruction of the McLaren or Bentley's lap, I wonder? I wonder if the stewards would like to see that. What was your verdict on it? Do you think the Bentley had the rights to go past him, or?
Yeah, I think the Bentley did have the right, but he just went straight into the McLaren, which has now entered the pits, so has aborted the laps there and has gone in.
So I think the stewards will let's have a look at that after the race. Boston Rowe probably on his final lap here, his final chance to get in that front row. To even get pole position round here in that gorgeous red Ferrari, heading in the final sector, heading up with the fast right-hander, the blind fast right-hander, flat out through there. Absolutely brilliant stuff from the GT3 cars. 3/10 down on his best lap delta. Unfortunately, I don't think that is going to be it, and that is actually qualifying complete. People on their final lap be able to continue on their final lap, and I don't think Boston Rowe unfortunately won't be on that front row. He will be on the second row though, which is I think is still great, especially for the start of this Grand Prix. Definitely don't want to be in that mid pack. As he crosses the line, he's staying at 4th fastest for the moment. Marco Snaker, where can he finish? I think that is his qualifying over the broken front bonnet and the incident with the McLaren. That is his all over and done for.
Let's have a look at another one then. Who is near the end of their lap then? Let's have a look.
Kamos, I believe he's just finished off his lap. So there's one driver about to cross the line.
It's Ibwich.
Ibwich crosses the line, and that's qualifying over. Didn't actually get to finish off the lap. So round 6 here at the Road America. Kiwi lad doing a 2-minute 7.1, beating Sind by almost 9/10. Actually 9/10 of a second. Min Turbo followed by 1 second. Boston Rowe by 1 second as well. Snaker, which was actually quite interesting because he had that front bonnet damage, is actually 1.5 seconds as we head into the race. James, would you like to tell us your predictions for this race?
I think personally it will be a dead heat between Kiwi Ladlad and Sind, who is of course in second position in this one. But I'll be interested to see what Boston Rowe can do, how he can get from fourth up to near the front of the field here.
It'll be very interesting going down to turn one. It is a 90-degree corner, so it's always got some action going into turn one. If you like, please, if you like this sort of stuff and you want to help us out, please hit that good old thumbs up button, the like button. It really does help us. And please push the subscribe button and bell notifications, and you'll be able to see the full most races will be live streamed, and with full commentary throughout the season. The GT4 League, the Academy, is on a different channel, but I think it'll be down in the website if you go down the description. But there's also going to be LM tomorrow, as we have 14 people in the stream. Put all your predictions in for the race as we get ready for 27 laps here at Road America. It's going to be very exciting, and hopefully it turns out for an absolutely great race. Just waiting on the drivers to confirm all their fuel, all their pit stop phases, and be getting in the race. 59 litres of fuel. Always got to have under 60 litres of fuel in this series, or you will be given a disqualification or even a penalty as we head to the start of the race here in the Road America. See the Audi just pulling away just a little bit. Down back you can see the wheels spinning, and it is go for the Audi, and the Audi gets off to a great start, and the Lamborghini doesn't really. He gets passed by his teammate already on the straight. Kiwi Ladlad already noticed intentions. You want to keep those two Lamborghinis in his rear view mirror. Minturbo has overtaken Sind at the current moment going to turn one, and is trying to catch up to Kiwi Ladlad. As we look further back, we can see the Bentley there of Snaker staying in that 5th place. The Ferrari looking for a move. Look at Allo Champs on the Ferrari in the background. He wants to make a move. He's got that slipstream. He's going down at the turn 3 now with all that speed. Is he going to go for a late break? No, he's not. He's just not that close. Unfortunately, that would have been a lovely move. But we can already see, I think that is Snaker. Snaker in the grass. I would love to know what that was. Was it a contact, or did he just fall off in the other Bentley and the McLaren are gone? What happened there for K-Horse? So far, Kiwi Ladlad is staying in the lead and extending his gap to 1.8 seconds. So far, going all well for them, going all well for Kiwi Ladlad. Oh, and the McLaren, he's round and he's hit the Merc. The Merc went straight into that McLaren, and I don't know if he's got front end plate damage, but it looks like it hasn't. But I'm sure that McLaren has definitely got damage, and you can see a rear wing, and that's the Bentley. That is Snaker. Snaker is in the wall. Look at. That's just not a pretty sight anymore. Not a pretty sight. I would also like to have a look at oh, and he's I think he's got suspension damage. I think they got completely wrecked. Unfortunately, I think that car is completely wrecked. I would like to have a look at the Merc. I'd like to have a look at the Merc fuel load, because I believe he had like 94 something litres of fuel. I don't know which one it was.
Yeah, I'll try and find him for you. Here we go. Here we are. Yeah, no, he's got 54. No. He's fine.
Yellow one.
I don't know which is the other one. Let's have
It's Mar 10th. Is it Mar 10th? You know.
yeah,
there you go.
he's got 62. He's got 92.
Yeah, so that is Super League. So I don't know if he'll be getting a disqualification or a huge penalty to go his way, but so far I don't know. We have to get the stewards on that, so I will take a screenshot of that just real quickly and I'll send that off to the stewards after the race. But so far going very well for Kiwi Lad in the Grand Prix. James, just one quick thing, can we have the timings for everyone at the bottom of the screen? Thank you very much.
That's right. We've got somebody, sorry, just to quickly say, we've got somebody in the chat here saying go Marcos.
Fortunately, he's got too much fuel, so that's a great start for him. But Kiwi Lad retaining, well, staying in the lead at the moment, but Sint has passed his teammate Min Turbo and has actually dropped down to 4th place as Boston Row has overtaken him. So Boston is now in the podium positions here at the Road America. All good signs for him and it's good signs for Kiwi Lad so far. James, your first reviews on this race so far?
Oh, what a crazy start we had then in the first lap. I really, personally, when I have a race online at this circuit, I always try and qualify quite good, but then try and do really slowly in the first corners and then get better as we go around, because that second and third corner incidents pretty much has sorted out the race already, really.
Yes, they really have, and everyone I think is just keeping calm now and trying to just pick out any mistakes any driver can make throughout the lap as Boston Row trying to catch up to ESR, the championship leader, Sind, and Min Turbo trying to stay with Boston Row, maybe to have a little look some point in this race as we are now on lap 3 here at the Road America. So far, pretty hectic starts for many drivers as we see a little battle going on here between Hijacker of Sweden and the Nissan, which is going to go through the fast right-hander here. Try not to lift off of you. Really can't, but try and keep on the power as much as possible going through this tough, long right-hander. So far, going well, but he's now in the slipstream, heading up to. He's doing very well. He's alongside him. He's going to the outside line. I wonder how this is going to affect. He backs off a little bit. He's going to get the switchback. He has a good move, but unfortunately hits the grass and loses a bit of speed there, going throughout the corner. And that would have been a lovely move for 6th place here at Road America.
But here we go.
The Nissan. You go.
Here he goes. Is he going to try and do it? The Nissan just looks very slow on the straights, which is a very big surprise. Into the corner they come, and still side by side here. Here they are. Back to you.
They do touch into first corner, but the McLaren has got now that 6th place. Hijacker Sweden up into 6th place in that McLaren and hopefully be able to chase after Alex Jones. You said the Nissan is quite slow on the straights, but it's actually quite good in the corners. As you can just see, even in the slipstream, it's definitely not catching up to that McLaren at all. But look, he's getting very close. That is very close to Hijacker Sweden going into turn 4. But lap 4 here at Alwyn, that is Minturbo. Minturbo is off and now down into 8th place. What has happened? This is gonna affect the championship big time with Fox. The points here today is scored by Minturbo will actually go to ESR Fox, and so far ain't really going too well for him. What is your verdict so far? The first 4 laps here at Road America, James.
They've been very eventful, as we can see at the moment. The only real battle on circuit.
Yeah, looks like James is not there at the current moment. Hello, James.
Hello. Hello.
Oh, hello. There you go.
It's been very eventful the first 4 laps have. The only real battle we've got here is Sins and Boston Row here.
That's really the only fight so far, and that Ferrari looking quite tasty going into the first corner here. Getting a lot of time through the straights, but not too much of the corners. Losing quite a lot of time through turn 1, almost like, what is that, 2/10 through the first corner, so not good so far. Keep it like that, staying in the lead of the race here, with Boston Road trying to chase down Sins here. One sec, I've just got to do something real quickly. Yeah, there we go. All sorted.
Here goes Mini Turbo.
So,
now.
then he's going to make a move on the Nissan. The Nissan we saw being overtaken by Hijacker Sweden and McLaren just a few laps ago, but Nissan will have the inside line for the next corner here, and Lamborghini going around that side, but they do touch. Was that Mintoto? Was it the Nissan's fault? Did he just turn it too much to Lamborghini, or did the Lamborghini just turn way too much? Would love to hear your guys' verdict on it. But so far not too great of a race for Minturbo. He was actually up into 2nd place at one point from the start of the race, but unfortunately he's just fallen back now to 7th through a little incident there. We're now heading through the long right-hander. Great to have downforce through here, but these cars are very heavy these days, so they won't be too fast through there, unfortunately. But we can see Boston Row with ESR Sins, and they're quite close to each other. They're around about with 7/10 off. Not too bad. They're trying to catch. He's trying to catch up to him as quickly as possible, but he doesn't want to wear those tyres out too much. Definitely wants to save some fuel ready for this race, I reckon. Pit stop phases, lap 14, around that time. Should really be around that 14 to 18 probably. Probably the longer you leave it, probably the less chance you have much of a overcut round this track. Do you think, James, do you think the undercut or overcut would work around here? Or do you think it's too hard to guess?
I think it's a little bit hard to guess, but I think probably if you're first in, so the undercuts, if you're first into the pits, you'll probably be better off going in first. Like, for example, if Kiri Ladlad at the moment pits next lap, say, and say the pit stop window, you're saying 14 pit stop window, if Kiri Ladlad comes in straight away, then he will probably have an undercut if ESR and that do not come in. So I think undercut will be the best option for that one.
I think I don't know. It's a tough one to call. It just depends if they take new tyres. I think that all depends on, because if they take brand new tyres, they have a tyre advantage of having more grip around these fast right-handers and left-handers. So tough one to tell, really. Really tough one.
Sorry, somebody in the chat just put, I think Boston Row will finish second at the end.
I think he was. Well, he's got the pace. I mean, oh, it's a Bentley in the wall again. That might be Snaker. They're both Bentleys are unfortunately in last place, locking out the last place row. Bit unfortunate for them, but we can see only 6/10 now on the next lap. He was 8/10 back last lap. Now he's 6/10 and catching rapidly, heading down into turn 1. You can see Lamborghini in turn 1 definitely does make up a lot of time. Sin actually losing a little bit of time through there. I just hope that Ferrari have a great battle with that Lamborghini. It's always been the case this season. It's been the Lamborghinis, it's been the Ferraris, and it's been the Audis all season long. Now up to round 6. Now you may be wondering, where are we heading to next? Well, after this Grand Prix, we'll actually be heading to another American track. 3 American tracks in a row. We'll be heading to the Daytona racecourse, and Boston Row actually gets past him. Just like that. I don't know why, but every single time I look away, something happens, and I hate it. I really do. But he's got past now, and I don't know what it was from. I don't know if it was like a little incident. But now he's clearing it, and now about 1 second in front of him right now. So what has happened there? But yeah, we will be heading to the Daytona racecourse, which will actually be at night. So a lovely night track, a night race around the Daytona racecourse. That'll be an absolutely great track to be around. We're also then doing COTA, and then for the start of leg 3, a nice little 24 hours of Spa-Francorchamps. It will only be 120 minutes, but it'll be a daily course of 24 hours. So far, Gavra leading the race and extending his gap to 7.4 seconds so far. He's doing really, really well to keep on going throughout this race. And I just hope in the stages, at the end stages of this Grand Prix, he doesn't mess it up like he did in Monza, where we thought he was going to get the win. Unfortunately, we don't really know the issue, but he just lost so much pace. Boston Row keeping in front of ESR Sind so far throughout this lap, and will he be able to keep in front of Sind? That will be the biggest question around here. I am definitely wondering that. I don't know if you're wondering that, James, but will he be able to keep him in front throughout the lap? James? James? Oh, great. I was having a mic trouble there, unfortunately. But, yeah. So far, so good for Gavra leading by 7.9 seconds. Do you think he'll be able to hold that throughout the race so far, James?
I think.
Do you think he'll be able to hold it?
Yeah, I think he will, and I think the only thing I think he won't hold it is when the pit stops happen. He may just lose a little bit of time in pit stops, but other than that, I think he's definitely quick enough and able to do that, as we have a car in the pits and out of the race. So somebody is out. We're down from 13 to, or sorry, I think it was 14 to 12.
No, I think it was 13. I think it was 13. I think you were right first time.
Ah, okay.
I don't know really.
And yes, I'll do my maths again in a couple of laps to find out what our championship would be like if it stays as it is for you.
Yeah, we do love your maths. We do love your maths, James. So far, Sind is trying to catch up. You can see them two. Sind had the better line going through turn 3, heading up to turn 4. It won't make too much of an advantage here. As we head through the second sector here at the Road America, trying to catch up to Boston Posting. This is basically the fight that we have going on at the current moment. Boston, unfortunately, not able to keep up with Kiwi Lad throughout this race and actually just losing time while he is fighting with ESR Sind. Eddie Forgets down in 9th place. I believe he qualified in 7th place around here. So dropped down 2 places, but I think he'll be able to make them up quite easy. He's got a little bit of damage there. I think that was the 3rd lap incident between the Merc around turn 1. I don't really know, don't quote me on that, but I believe it was. So far going very well for Kiwi Lad, able to extend his gap still in the lead. So please put your comment down below of who do you think. We'll do a little bit of a straw poll. Will Kiwi Lad be able to continue his leads throughout the Grand Prix? We'll just have to wait and see as we head for the final 17 laps here with the Road America. Boston Road able to stay in front of Sind so far, and is doing very well. He's actually extending his gap as Sind is round. Sind is round, and he's going to get overtaken by Hello Champs, and he does. Lamborghini not doing too well today. His teammate is down in 8th. Sind, starting on the front row, is now in 4th. What a good day. Definitely not a good day for the Lamborghini boys, who have completely dominated this season so far, and I reckon they have a lot of impact on the championship as Kiwi Lad will lead it if this stays like this. But remember, we've still got the pit stop phases to go, which I would love to see what happens through them, the undercut or the overcut working. Hijacker Sweden up into 5th as he is trying to catch up to Sind. No, it's just the lap car in front of him, the Bentley. And the Bentley's off. The Bentley is actually off, unfortunately. Not a good day for the Bentleys either, so the Ferrari boys and the Bentley boys not doing too well today, unfortunately. But hopefully he'll be able to. Hopefully the Lamborghini boys will be able to show a little bit more aggressiveness and maybe push to the front as fast as possible. I think that's what they need. This will also harm Sin's title at the moment, because he will be down. He'll definitely be down in the championship, down on points, and will be overtaken by Kiwi Ladlad with around about 16 laps to go. So as we ride on board with Kiwi Ladlad, extending his gap now to 10.1 seconds. He's doing very well so far this Grand Prix, and he's just keeping calm. He's taking every corner one stage at a time, and he's just doing what he wants to do. And this is why he's such a great driver for this league. Maybe he goes on to do more with his career, because I think this does actually show that he is a very fast driver. In this GT3 Super League, beating both of the ESR boys. Fortunately, Fox not able to make it today. Due to problems that I do not know about, but I'll be able to find them out in a later date. But Kiwi Ladlad, great race. Sind, this is going to really hurt his championship right now, being down in 4th. As I keep on repeating, because unfortunately that's the only thing going on right now. Do you have championship standings, or?
Yeah, I've just quickly done some maths if you want to hear it.
Sure, go ahead, go ahead.
So to all of you, if it stays as it is right now, which it probably may do, but you never know, there could be something actually happening around this circuit, it would be Kiwi Ladlad in first with 132 points. Sin would be second with 128 points, which will be a 4-point gap to Kiwi Ladlad at the front. Then in third would be Fox with 97 points. It would be fourth would be Boston Row with 87, and fifth would be Allo Champs with 82. And because Harry Budder is not here, I don't think he's here today, so he from 4th position will slip down to 6th. And that's your top 6.
Not telling it for Grand Prix, and he's lost 2 positions in the championship. Quite unfortunate for him.
So there you go.
Thank you very much, James, for that quick maths there. Well done. A little bit of banter for the dream. So everyone, we are almost two laps off, halfway through. Please put down your predictions for what will happen throughout the race. Do you think Kiwi Ladlad will have a mistake and mess up? Do you think Sind will come back and finish in the top 2? What do you think is going to happen? Just write it down in the comment section right now.
Right,
I think Kiwi Ladlad. Go on.
Sorry, I've got to quickly go and do something, but I'll be back in about 2 minutes.
Brilliant. Thank you, James. As it stands, I think Kiwi Ladlad will keep on continuing his lead in this Grand Prix. Boston Row will stay in second, but I think Sind, as you see right now, will be able to pass Allo Champs for a 3rd place, which will decrease the deficit of championship points between Kiwi Ladlad and Sind here. I think that's all he wants to do, is just try and reduce the damage throughout this race here, which he really wants to do so far. Unfortunately, I cannot change any cameras at the moment because our cameraman has gone for 2 minutes. But we'll ride on board here with Sind, as he is about to pass Allo Champs at any point at the moment. Down the straights it can, but the Audi R8 is quite fast on the straights and even in the corners. Both very talented drivers around this here. Make sure everyone joins us for the next Grand Prix, which will be round 7 of the 2nd leg. It'll be the final week, and then we'll have a week off. having my full week off, which will be lovely. And yeah, I think it'll be absolutely brilliant. Make sure everyone tunes in tomorrow as well to this channel, as we will be, as our commentary team, one of our commentary teams will be hosting the LMP2 Championship tomorrow at around about 8 o'clock. Make sure you set all your bell icons and everything, keep it in your diary ready for tomorrow. They do an absolutely brilliant job over there, and I hope it's going to be an absolutely stellar race, just like it was last week. They are riding on board here with ESR Sins, who is just under 7/10 here now on the straight with the full slipstream. This is not Formula 1, there is no DRS, it's pure slipstream down this back straight, and you've got out the bubbles going down into turn 1 if you really want to break that late, but it's 3/10, 2/10. Is he going to go for lunge down the inside? He thinks better of it and thinks this is going to be a long race. Let's keep it to ourselves, and backs out of the position, but still 3/10 away. He's going to have a better run possibly through this right-hander and then get on the power as soon as possible down this straight here, down to turn 3. And he's got the slipstream, He's thinking to himself, I'm grateful now that I just pulled out of turn 1. He's 2/10, he's 1/10. Is he going to move to the inside? He's going to move to the inside for turn 3. Does he get the move with the Audi? Late braking, and he's got the move. Boss Alo Chance will actually stay in the lead and gain a little bit of time from that. I don't know if Sins brakes way too early, but Alo Chance is staying in the lead and increased his gap to now 9/10 of a second. So unfortunately, all that time that Sin made up, he's got to do it all over again. Sins keeping in the top 4 and once again into that podium positions of top 3. Kiwilada also extending his gap to 13.1 seconds. He's done really well this Grand Prix and definitely deserves the race win here today. If he doesn't, I'll be well shocked. And I'll be really upset if he ends up in a war. Can I hear you, James, or is it just me? James, you there?
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant, he's back. So let's just fill you in on a few details. We saw a battle between ESR Sins and Alo Champs. As you can see right now, he's going to go get in the slipstream. We saw them having a great fight, and Alo Champs able to stay in front, but Sins, he's got the better slipstream here, he's got the better straight line speed, he's side by side, he's now in front, and he's got the move done heading down into turn 1. What he wanted to do one lap ago, but unfortunately he didn't have the speed going down to turn 1 to get past him with side by side. But Alo Champs going to go right back at him, but Sin cuts him off. Who have the better line through here? I think it will be Sins, but you know, remember, Alo Champs is in the slipstream so far. It's been an absolutely great battle between them two, fighting it out for 3rd place here at Road America. James, would you like to run on board with them?
There we go, now we're right on board with Alo Champs. Here we are, who, if he stays where he is in 4th, gotta do a quick bit of calculations here, but if he stays where he is in 4th, he will on 79 points, and that means that I think he will still be in 5th in the championship at that point. Let me just check. No, he won't. He will be in 6th in the championship, and Harry Budder will be in 5th. So it's changed his position where he should be in the championship. There it has. There,
So
and it
will be a little... You go.
It will be a bit different there. as if you are watching, do comment in the comments. We would like to hear. We would like to hear from you. But yeah, I still think that's crazy. There would be, if you just say there'll be 1 point in it. He would have. If he got back into third, Allo Champs, there'll be 1 point in it. Harry Buddha would be sixth with 81, and Allo Chance would be 82 points if he can get back through pass. But if he doesn't, he will be only moving up to 79 points and will be quite a few points still. It will be 2 points behind instead of 1 ahead.
So unfortunately, Allo Champs is actually falling a lot behind Sin now. So Sin is actually extending his gap to 1.7 seconds now, which I definitely didn't see throughout this Grand Prix. As we ride on with ID4 Gets, unfortunately not having a great race today. Down in 9th place. Did make up some grounds. Fortunately not enough to convince himself of a great race here. But I think to finish in a car that's going about 160 miles an hour is still absolute great achievement. Finishing top 10 is absolutely great. This is where people start to make their pit stops now. As you can actually see, ID4 Gets has only got 10 litres of fuel left. He'll be thinking, when should I pit? When's the best moment to pit? Around here, Road America.
Let me just show you what Kiwi Lad has for his fuel. He only has 5 litres of fuel left. And will he come in this time? No, he's staying out for one more lap, so he will run it down to the wire then.
Must be 4 litres per lap loss. It must be. I think that's basically the deadline of it. So I think he's thinking, I have 1 litre of fuel left, and he thinks, well, I'm going to take the risk and try and go to the end on this fuel load. So we're going to see if the overcut or the undercut actually works around here.
Ooh.
Fuel saving is...
Boston is in the pits.
Austin Rowe in the pits with still 11 litres of fuel left. Been fuel saving quite a lot there, unless he just had a little bit more fuel than Kiwi Lad, but he's not changing tyres. He's just going to get a bit of fuel and then maybe a little bit of damage that might be on the car.
How much fuel does the others have? So we got 4 litre fuel for Sind. And Allo Champs there, we're just now skipping to Allo Champs. He has 3.2 litres of fuel left, so they're keeping it to the wire as well.
That's going to be very close between Allo Champs, because he's still in the first sector with only 3.1 litres, now 2.9. That is close. I don't know, do you think he'll be able to make it back to the pits?
I don't think so, and for Boston Rowe, he's down in 5th, and Ibrich, who was started way down the bottom, is now up to 4th.
So if we can just ride on board with Allo Champs, because that'll be a great scenario. We can see if he actually finishes off the lap with actually fuel, because he's only got 2 litres left, and he's still got. Oh, this is gonna be tight. This is gonna be very tight, unless he's planned this out so carefully.
He will. I think.
This is good.
Sorry, I think he'll finish on at least maybe 0.3 litres of fuel left.
I don't know. I think he's gone. I think it's a goner. 1.3, nah. He needs to lift off here if he really wants to get back to that pit lane. 1.1, nah. I don't think so. I'm not convinced.
But in the pits comes Kiwi Lad, so he's in.
Yep, Kiwi Lad. The race leader is pitting now. 0.9. Oh, this is going to be close.
0.7.
Are you going to be dead on and be right with a 0.3?
I won't. No, it's going to be 0.5. Oh, God, I was wrong.
0.4. Well, you're one off. And is he perfectly timed that? Thing is, can he get to his pit stop? Yeah, he can. Yeah. That was tight. That was very tight.
It was. And Ibrich is looking like he's going to come in as well now. Or is he going to come in? No, he's not
Keep
coming
it up
in.
that. Keep it up that has actually led the race for 100%. I think he's going to go for his Grand Slam here. The fastest in practice, the fastest in qualifying, and he's led 100% the race with the fastest lap. He's going to go for a Grand Slam here.
Let's just tell you guys what the fastest lap was. It was a 18.8. There was his fastest lap. Is that the fastest lap actually? Let me just check for
Yeah.
you. Yes,
yeah,
it
that's
is.
the fastest lap. Yeah, Jesus. Kiwi is doing absolutely brilliant here at Road America. He's got the Grand Slam here. Let's just hope he can continue that.
Do you think Ibrich will get to the pits?
Ibrich.
Yeah.
Well, not if he's doing that. Shushkata has retired from the Grand Prix. I believe that's one of the Bentleys. But don't quote me on that. I think Ibrich will get back. Quite close, but I think he will get back in time.
Alright then.
2 litres. Oh, that's tricky. Let's go right back on that Ferrari if we can. I would like to see how the fuel load 1.6. That is very close. I think that's closer than Boston. No, he's gonna make it. He'll be fine. Turbo is fastest lap apparently. Can we have a look?
Where's Turbo? He does. 2 minutes 8.7.
Thank you very much for the shout out, Scott Milano. Thank you very much. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. I'm not really too great with names, but thank you very much for that shout out, and a very good shout out to you. Thank you very much. And he's gone in the wrong pit box. Rich has gone into the wrong pit box, unfortunately. Where is this pit box? There it is. Yep, that is correct, Billy. James, warn you. Billy's warned you that the driver of the day will be in 6 laps. So get your thinking cap on and have a think. Well, it should be quite obvious, but have a think on who you think your driver of the day will be today. Mintello up into 5th place after the pit stop phases. We saw him down in 8th place, but now just gained up to 5th, so he's not done too bad. He was on the 2nd row, but unfortunately he's dropped down to 5th.
Right then, I will now give you some updated positions in the championship for you.
Go ahead.
I'll write them down and I'll get back to you.
Okay, brilliant. Right, so as we are watching Min Turbo, he's only 3.5 seconds off his teammate Sin, but I don't think he'll be able to catch up because that gap is extending as it goes on throughout the lap. Hijack of Sweden in 6th place. So as we are now on... Oh, good, James.
So, just to tell you, that Sind would stay top of the championship if it stays as it if it would stay as it is. Sind would not be in the top 2. Well, he would.
Wow.
Well, I don't know actually. Give me 10 seconds on that because I'm just checking. I'm on this because need to look at the championship. Give me just 1 second, I stay on that. You keep talking, sorry about that.
It's okay. It's okay, but that'd be a shock if Sins is not even in the top 2 because he's been dominating this season and he's just lost it over the course of 2 weekends. So that'd be very interesting to see as we head on to the final 7 laps of the race. I should be racing with the Porsche but didn't get home in time. That's unfortunate, Scott. We would like to see you in the Porsche today. Maybe being able to fight even more with more drivers. Maybe you can come next week for Daytona. That'll be an absolute great track. So next week. If you're not already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you do like this sort of stuff racing, we try to do every single race with full live commentary. Wow, that was a good moment. You can also go check out our website in the description below. You can also go check out our Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch, which we don't really use Twitch too much, but you can go and follow if you'd like to. We've also got a PS4 community down there. I should be the next race. Yeah, fingers crossed, mate. Everyone's got their fingers crossed here. Hopefully we'll be in the Porsche at Daytona. It will be a night race as well, which will make it a lot more better visually. Visually a lot more better.
Okay.
Kiwi Dudler now leads Boston Road by 21 seconds. He wants to go for that Grand Slam. I think he's trying to go for that fastest lap. Definitely wants to try and go that fastest lap to get his Grand Slam, because I would, if I was him right now, 21 seconds in lead, I would probably push quite a bit actually. So if you just give me 1 second, I'll be able to do. There it is.
I've got it now. I've corrected myself. I made a very bad error in the thing there. Sorry about that, guys. I made a very bad error on the calculations there. So, for your top 6 in the championship, it will be as follows. Kiwi Lad would be top with 132, 4 points ahead of Sind on 128 points. Third would be Fox on 112, if Mini Turbo can stay where he is at the moment in the race. Fourth would be Boston Row with 87 points, and fifth would be Allo Champs with 85, and in sixth would be Harry Budder with 81 points.
Thank you very much, James, for those calculations, and don't worry if I made a mistake, it doesn't really matter. But I'm correct that Sin will still be in the top 2, right?
Yeah, Sins will be second by 4 points.
Great. That would have been very interesting if he was actually out of top 2, because he's been absolutely dominant this season. Very interesting. I don't think he'll be very happy about that, but maybe at one point he might have a problem.
Yeah.
So around 5 laps to go until Driver of the Day announced by James. Have a little think, James, on who you think Driver of the Day is today. We have a look at the fastest lap, if that's possible.
There you go.
So Minturbo actually still holds it, but he would have a 10th off, and his teammate Sins is only half a 10th off, so quite close between all them.
Yeah, it is surprising there. So it's Kiwi, Boston, Hello Champs, Sin, and Mini Turbo who are the top 5. Yeah, I still can't believe that. It's really close to the fastest lap then. Let's head off that screen.
It is very, very close, and I cannot wait to see the final few laps here. As we ride on board with Hello Champs here. Billy thinks the driver of the day is Boston Rowe. Very good shout, he has done very well today in the second place. And Ferrari, and he does deserve congratulations, he does deserve a round of applause to him for that second place. Started on the second row and has moved up to second through the Lamborghini's faults during the race. Unfortunately, there's no actual battles going on right now, everyone's spaced out.
Let's then go and have a look back at your leader then.
Keep it up, lad. He can go for the Grand Slam here today, but he needs a good... He does need a good next few laps for the the fastest lap. The interesting thing that I find is that, do you think... I would like to know why there's not Monaco for GT3 in this league. Do you think it'd be good run? Do you think it'd be good, James, if GT3 was at Monaco in this league?
Yeah, I do. I really do think it would be amazing. It would be good to see how they actually can get on around Monaco. Very tight circuit and all. It would be good to see.
It would be very good to see, and I think if everyone's put their comments below, it is quite. You go.
Yeah, it is. I totally agree with what the people are saying. I think it is quite. I agree with what they're saying because it is small, but I'd still love to see the G3s around there.
I think GT3s around there will be a lot more better because you've always got that factor of blue flags. Flags. Back marker cars, you've also got the tightness of the track, you've also got qualifying that's been ruined just because somebody may have taken the corner way too fast. I think I'm gonna go ask the leader of GT3 if we could implement Monaco for one race just to see how it goes, but everyone put their comments down below if they do want to see that. I definitely want to see that. James, you want to see that?
Definitely would love to see that. I'm just thinking as well though that it may not work with this, but I think I swear they've done GT3 and Monaco before.
Yes, they have. I think they even done it in real life.
Yeah.
They've done GT3 Monaco.
Yeah.
So. Oh, and QLL again, a little bit tangled up with the Merc there. But he's gonna ruin his race at the moment. He's still 25 seconds in front.
Is he not coming to the pitch yet? Oh no, he hasn't.
No,
the fuel.
He had no. Yeah, he had like 90 litres of fuel, so yeah. I think he will be disqualified. His entry for too much fuel, too many litres of fuel.
To be honest with you, I don't think Sorry, to be honest with you, I don't think he really minds because he's been lapped. He's been lapped twice, so.
Yeah, I think he's only been lapped once, but to be honest, 9 points. You still get points for 9th, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I would take points any chance. So I don't really know.
Let me just tell you then. Yeah, for ninth, you get 4 points. Is it? Let me just think. No. Yeah, nine's 4 points.
So it's still some points for the championship, and they will move you up a few places, but But yeah, we'll see what the Stewarts want to do. I believe in 2 laps we will have driver of the day by James.
The only real close battle at the moment that I can see, well, it's not really a battle, but it's closing up, is Allo Champs and Sins.
Yeah, that's not really the only one. I think it's after the pit stop phases. We're only allowed to start with 60 litres. Yes, we know, but will he get disqualified for having over 9? He had about 92.8 litres. Will he get disqualified for that? That's what we want to know. Scott, if you can answer that, I'll be absolutely brilliant. I want to deliver a few shout outs for Billy, Scott. They've been really big help today, and I've been lovely to talk to them. Absolutely lovely to talk to them. We'll be announcing driver of the day in 1 lap now. 1 lap. So I hope you're ready, James. I think he'll get a penalty, not a disqualification, because too much fuel. I think penalty would be fair. But you have to say he's gained about 30 seconds. He's gained about 30 seconds because the pit stop phases. Would it be 20? How about 20 to 30 seconds he's gained. So he gained a lot of time. He gained a lot of time in the pit stop phases, and yes, I don't know if he'll be in fun. It's quite hard to tell.
They're saying he had 96 litres of fuel.
Yeah, that is a lot over 60. So we're talking about what's his name, Marco? Yeah, Marco. We're talking about Marco, Aaron, because he had 96 litres of fuel at the start of the Grand Prix. So we just want to know why he had that. Cue with that, lad. James, it's lap 26. Would you like to announce your driver of the day?
Yeah, quickly, just before we do, Allo Champs and Signed are right close together here. You can talk to this for the next corner, then after that corner I'll announce it for you.
Okay, well, as we head down into turn 3, I don't think Sind is quite close enough, but he will... No, he hasn't got him. Aaron, Mark did, down in 9th. No, he hasn't got him. James, would you like to announce your driver of the day?
Personally, I would have given it, of course, to Boston because of his great start, but I've got to give it to Kiwi Lad through the whole day today. He has produced a quality day. Fastest lap in practice, fastest lap in qualifying, and from the second corner on this track all the way to the end of this race, he has been leading. So I've got to give him driver of the day.
So, Kiwi winning driver of the day here. We're getting a Grand Slam, and I think... Can we check the fastest times just for a quick second, see if Kiwi has beaten that? Or not yet. He hasn't beat it. He's got one more lap. He's gonna have this lap to do it, and unless he won't get that Grand Slam if he doesn't get it.
But just to tell you, the guy we're looking at right now, Sind, has the fastest lap. 2 minutes 8.74. He's got the fastest lap. If you just look back again, yeah, 2 minutes 8.774. He's got fastest compared to his teammate. Oh no, he hasn't. Sorry, his teammate's got it. But here they come then.
His teammate's got it in. Down into turn 1 as we go. He goes to the left side now. He pushes the Audi right to the left side of our screens, and he goes around the outside. And both hits. The Audi's round of other champs. He's rounds. And Min Turbo will. I would love to know whose fault that was. Love to know whose fault that was, but if we can ride on board with Kiwi Lad, thank you very much.
I've just got to quickly do one calculation then.
Kiwi Lad, absolutely brilliant drive here today. He was fast in practice, fast in qualifying, and guess what? He's leading this Grand Prix by 37 seconds. What a race he's had in that Audi, and he fully deserves this Grand Prix win, and he deserves to be happy at the moment. He's done ever so well, and he rounds the final corner, taking this corner hopefully easy unless he wants to get that fastest lap. Kiwi Lad wins round 6 here at the Road America as he crosses the line and takes the checkered flag.
And he now goes top of the championship by 1 point.
What a season this is turning out to be, a 1 point lead over Sin. What a great race he has had. Boston Row will finish in second. What a great race he's also had today. He was on the second row. What a start he got. And then he just kept on going, kept on going, kept on being focused, and guess what? He's in second place, and he definitely deserves that second place here today. As he rounds the final corner, heading up to the line. He finishes second here at Road America as he takes the checker flag. Sind will also take third place, which brings him down to second place. Takes him second place in the championship. Thank you very much to Billy for the nice comment. What a race, good commentary guys. Thank you very much Billy for the nice compliments. But a few just little shout outs to Scott, Milano and Billy O'Connor. Thank you very much for chilling out with us today throughout the race. And what a race it has been. As Hijacker Sweden crosses the line to finish in 6th. Ibridge finishing in 7th. And we'll just wait for the race.
But there is your winner.
Two teammates together. What a great race Q has actually had, and that is your race completion here at the Road America. Kiwi Lad securing the win here by 46 seconds, almost just total time of just under an hour. But what a race it has been. Thank you so much for everyone for chilling out, for taking this experience with me and James. I really do want to thank James for all the great commentary, the fast maths that he has. Thanks so much, James.
Just quickly to tell you guys, it will be Kiwi Lad first, Sin second, it will be Fox third, and Boston Row fourth.
Thank you very much for that. That'll be your championship, as James has announced. Remember in your diaries, GT3 League back next week at the Daytona Racecourse. It will be a night race, a very nice visual race with all the lights, headlights on. My name is Ethan Jones. I've been greatly accompanied by the great James. Let's say farewell, James.
Thank you and goodbye.
thank you very much for joining us, and join us next week. Thank you so much, and good night.